This is John Kohler with GrowingYourGreens.com. I have another exciting episode for you today. We're here in the desert garden, and there's something really exciting going on. I was there over the other raised bed the other day checking it out, and I saw something that I never seen or never grew myself before to fruition. And literally, that's to fruition. When something goes to fruition, it fruits, in my opinion. So I actually have a really cool fruit that's fruiting on over there. So actually, let's head over to that raised bed and check out what this special fruit is. Now we're in one of my raised beds here, and this is the very raised bed that I planted mint in ceramic pots so that they wouldn't spread out. That being said, you do need to go through regularly and check for mint that's overgrowing the side of the pot and then is rooting. So I actually pulled out a bunch of them. It's much easier to control this way, but this way is not guaranteed foolproof unless you're a fool and you don't pluck out the suckers or the runners that come out. So anyways, while I was doing that, I noticed something really cool happening. And you know, I had literally forgotten about this plant. I had grown this same plant in California for many years and never had gotten any fruit off of it. And now here, I just plant it and it fruits the first season that I'm growing it. Normally they say this plant could take up to 3 years to fruit. And you know, maybe the plant I got was started from cuttings and maybe was 3 years old. I have no idea. But nonetheless, check it out. This guy right here is in the middle. I kind of planted it between the pots in a small area because this is going to be a perennial in this climate. It's a hardy to zones like 5 to 9. And I don't know if you guys could see that on the camera. I'll go ahead and do a close-up. We got these little berries on there. And this one is actually called goji berry. That's what it was sold to me as. We have the plant tag right here if you guys want to check it out. It says goji berry on there. I don't know if this is a true goji berry or just a lycium berry known as a wolfberry. Basically, the difference between a goji berry and a wolfberry is that it's like a different variety. Like there's Granny Smith apples, Fuji apples. They're all apples, but they're a little bit different. There's many varieties of the lycium berries, you know, depending on where they're native to. They're native to China and the western United States. So, you know, depending on what variety they are, they're gonna do better or worse. And the nutrition, you know, may be a little bit different amongst the berries, but they're all, in my opinion, very similar. So let me go ahead and show you guys a close-up on these fresh grown goji berries. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the goji berry that I'm growing, but it may be a wolfberry. You can see here, this is a little plant. I mean, it's just a small little plant that I bought. I think it was like $5. Actually, I bought this in Utah when I was up there visiting at a little store. And there are the little berries right there. And these guys are actually related to the tomato plant. They're in the Solanaceae family. And since I've never grown these before, I don't know when these are ripe or not, but that large fruit I might just pluck off because I have ones in different you know, stages of growth. And I want to try really to see how it tastes at this point. Although, just like any Solanaceae family plant, I would encourage you guys to always pick them as ripe as possible. In addition, besides these ripening berries, I was looking along some of the stems of the plant, and actually, you know, it's actually quite long. It goes up and up and up. I'm probably gonna have to maybe stake it up or something. It's now like probably about 2 feet high. When I got it, it was like about 6 inches tall. So it's really love the climate here, and also really love my soil. And you can see, you know, there's the leaves there, and if you see where my finger's touching right there, where my finger's moving, that's just a little small berry forming. And there's a few of them all the way down this single stem here. So that's pretty amazing. And I'm quite glad this is doing quite well. So let me go ahead and show you guys that fruit one more time here. So this fruit here, this is known as an antioxidant fruit. It's probably one of the most nutrient-dense fruits on the whole planet because it does have things like amino acids. As a matter of fact, it has 18 amino acids. It's actually 10% protein for just a little fruit. Now, yes, all fruits contain protein. This one happens to be one that contains actually a good amount of protein. So it also has 5 carotenoids, including lutein, lycopene, and zeaxanthin. And Chinese medicine has been using this guy for 1900 years. So this is really an ancient food. And, you know, I have friends that are growing it in Seattle area, and they said it's doing very well. And this is the first time I've had any fruit on mine, literally by just growing it in the ground and doing nothing. So I would encourage you at this point, if you do live in the desert anywheres, grow some wild native wolfberries from your area, or just get some of these seeds here. So what I'm going to do next is actually I'm going to go ahead and pluck this fruit off. You'll get to see that get plucked off here. Oh, and it came off very easy, so it slipped off very easy. So when it does that, that means, you know, it's relatively fairly ripe. Of course, it may be slipped off easier if I wait a little bit longer, but this guy looks pretty ripe to me. I've bought these fresh at farmers markets before, and they're actually a pretty penny. A small little 4-ounce container sometimes could cost 15 bucks. So, you know, grow your antioxidant-rich goji berries. Next, I'm going to go ahead and try it and let you guys know what I think. It's very squishy, and where we pulled it off the stem, it's actually like weeping or bleeding. So if you want to keep it preserved, you probably better cut the stem off and not just pull it like I did. And let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and back that up. And here it is right here, and the seeds are coming out. They're nice and small. Wow. Man, it tastes kind of like, oh, has like a little bitter hint of bitterness. Maybe like that eggplant, or no, green pepper bitterness, like when green peppers aren't ripe. You know, if they're ripe, they're sweet. If they're not, they got that funny taste. It was quite sweet, actually very water rich. It almost exploded in my mouth. There's a few seeds on my fingers here. And it probably tasted somewhere between a raspberry and a cherry and a raisin to me. So it's kind of sweet, not super sweet, but had that kind of like unripe tartness of green pepper. But good nonetheless for my first ever goji berry that I grew myself in good high quality compost and rock dust and mycorrhiza bacteria in my soil. So maybe that's why it's producing really early. Anyways, the next thing we're going to do is, if you want to grow this plant, it's very easy. Seeds are widely available, probably at a store near you. So I'm going to show you guys the easiest way to obtain some seeds and to grow these from the seeds that you could buy locally. So let's head inside out of the hot weather. Check it out. Now we're inside, and I'm going to show you guys how you could easily obtain your own goji berry or wolfberry seeds. The easiest way to do this is to go to your local health food store. Many health food stores, including Whole Foods, may sell goji berries in the bulk section, and that's absolutely the easiest way and cheapest way to source some goji berry or wolfberry seeds. Now, when you go to the bulk section, you know, you could do this if you got some chutzpah, and you guys know what chutzpah means. You could buy like one little goji berry, and I bet their scales can't even pick it up, and they'll say, oh, you could get it for free. So that's how you could actually get a free goji berry. But nonetheless, I'd probably encourage you guys to buy some. These are some bulk goji berries. Now, they come in all different levels of quality. I personally like to buy the ones when I feel them in the bulk bins or in a package. They'll be soft and mushy, kind of like a raisin. When you buy a raisin, they're nice and soft and moist. You know, they're not all rock hard. Some goji berries that you may find, or wolfberries you may find in something like Asian stores, are like nice and bright red and really hard. I prefer the ones that are nice and soft and maybe even turning in color. I think they may use some preservatives or something, or high heat to process them, in which case the seeds might not quite be as viable. You know, I want to once again touch on the differences between the wolfberries and the goji berries. The only difference, it's like apples. It's like you got Fuji apples, Granny Smith apples. They're all apples, and these are all Lycium berries. But goji berries one kind, the wolfberries one kind, and there's different varieties of each. So, you know, I don't really care what kind you guys grow. Get one native to your area and then just try to grow it. Or if you could only get these seeds, hey, just get one of these guys and let me eat those. Wow. After eating the fresh goji berry, these ones just don't compare. Definitely good nonetheless. And these guys are a great snack, much better in my opinion than something like raisins. These guys are really high in antioxidants and really healthy for us as well. Like, you know, like the fresh one has all the nutrients. Any case, let me go ahead and show you guys how to get the seeds out of one of these little dried goji berries. Basically, you're going to get the goji berry, and then you're going to soak it in a bowl of water. So I've been soaking this for a few hours. Optimally, you should do it overnight. We're going to go ahead and now do a close-up on the bowl so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing to get the seeds out. Now you can see the seed that's been soaking in the water, hopefully overnight. And when you're going to go in there with your fingers, whoa, check it out. I just squeezed it, and you see like the fruit colors coming out of it. So, you know, that's nice and soft. You're basically going to take it out and carefully, twist it between your fingers. And when you do that, it's going to break open. And when it breaks open, I like to put it under water and break it open, and what will happen is all the seeds will come out. Now, it will discolor your water, And if you want, you could actually drink this soak water. It's probably healthy for you. It's got some of the goji berry antioxidants. And you'll see all here besides the skin here that will now actually I'm actually going to eat it. You don't need to discard it. It tastes better watered down than the dried ones, but fresh is bestest is what I like to say. And now what's going to happen is the seeds are going to either float or sink. Now the thing you want to remember is the floaters are the seeds that are not good, not viable. So you want to scoop those off and not use them. The seeds on the bottom you want to go ahead and collect and use. And now since they have been pre-soaking, they're all ready to put in some starter mix and start growing them. That's how easy it is to collect your goji berry seeds. So another way you could do this besides this way is you could actually soak your fruit in the water overnight. Once it's nice and plump, rip it in half carefully, and then actually just put half of the fruit containing the seeds in, a little pot with some soil and, bury it a little bit and then just keep it moist, and they should germinate and grow. They like a nice humid and warm condition to grow in for sure. So I hope you guys enjoyed learning more about the goji plant that's, once again, fruiting the first season that I put it in the ground. I think that's truly amazing. I'm going to have at least a handful of goji berries later this year. And because this plant grows so well in Las Vegas, I'm probably going to take cuttings from it and propagate them. And that's how it's normally propagated. It's a little bit quicker than getting the seeds out and growing them. But if you don't have access to a plant to take cuttings from, then your seeds are absolutely your best bet, because once again, most health food stores have these. Another thing I want to talk about that's not relatively known is that you can actually sprout the seeds and then grow a tray of goji berry sprouts. And that is a really good longevity food. I've had goji berry sprouts before, and man, they're absolutely insane and crazy. It takes a lots of seeds to grow just a little bit of sprouts. So I want to encourage you guys to grow your goji berry sprouts, and if the plants get larger, then go ahead and plant them out so you could have more of the goji fruit that's really rich in antioxidants. Probably one of the most nutrient-dense fruits on earth. Once again, my name is John Kohler with GrowingYourGreens.com. We'll see you next time, and remember, keep on growing.